Cornhuskers and home to some of the most loyal fans in the sport where, once again, Memorial Stadium will be sold out. A Big Ten showdown is coming. Conference implications of plenty that could resonate for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Northwestern Wildcats taking on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Cornhuskers will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Northwestern Wildcats offense will take the first swing of the game. And, David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that, sometimes up, sometimes down. They need that consistently, Jesse.
They need him to show up when it matters the most, and there's going to be times in this game like we've seen throughout his career when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter, and that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision, he's got cutting ability, he's got speed, but that's got to be on display in this game.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Back to throw, it's Stone. They're working that left side. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Third down defense is so pivotal in a football game. In this third down, nice job. Good coverage in the back end, but the rush gets home, forcing the 4th down. Nice start for this defense.
Northwestern will have to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Makes the catch at the midfield logo. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Cornhuskers offense has its first opportunity of the day. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
How about that defense in the backfield? Nowhere to go right away. You could tell they were playing the run game all the way, and they got in the backfield and got the tackle for a loss.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. Working that left side now. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
They've got enough off for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And the defense brought the blitz on third down, trying to see if they could rattle the quarterback. But how about the poise? He knew where his answer was. He didn't panic or freak out. He just went through his progressions, picked up the first, and we got a fresh set of downs.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Fires to the right. Makes the catch. He gets it in. Touchdown, Huskers.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that drive didn't have to cover a lot of ground, going 47 yards. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Give to the back. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
To the ground with the back. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
And the misconnection on third down.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
Northwestern will send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
Getting closer and closer to midfield, out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the...
Oh, a lot of space. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Huskers will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Crosses the 40, gets it down to the 35 before he stopped, a gain of 6.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
He's got it. He found his man and zipped it in there, and they've got a first down in the red zone at the 11.
That is a beautiful throw. We were all talking coming into this game. We weren't sure if anyone was going to be able to complete a pass because of these conditions. And as a quarterback, when you're throwing in the snow, the ball's slick. Anyone running around, it's hard to get in and out of breaks. But those two guys were on the same page right there, coming up with a huge play in the inclement weather.
And the Huskers have their offense in high gear.
Here we go, here we go.
Wide receiver going in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. Gets it out fast. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
So they'll send out the field goal unit. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. Just one of those mistakes that can happen as the kickoff goes out of bounds. Looks like a penalty on the kickoff as the ball goes out of bounds. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Just making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks the way Trev Alberts always did.
Yeah, just finding a guy that can sniff out the quarterback and kind of feel it, have those instincts. You could tell he saw it, went and got it, just like your boy Trev Alberts, Reese.
We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. First play of the period will be a second down. To the air, it's Stone. Got a man, it's Covey. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Complete out of the backfield. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive. Northwestern will have to punt it away. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. And to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse, they'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there Now when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Motion from the wideout. Running back searching for a hole. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on 3rd down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And then all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
Back to throw, it's Stone. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. Give to the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
3rd down and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moving the change impossible. Here's a heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
Northwestern will send out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. From the gun, the running back, looking for room. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Fires to the big foul. Couldn't ask for much more. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. It was quite a burden for Dylan Raiola a year ago, viewed as the Nebraska football savior. So, Jesse, how should he approach growth and improvement in his sophomore season?
Well, I think you got to continue to grow. There were a lot of eyes on Dylan Raiola last year, and for good reason. That he brings to the offense and that X factor and demeanor he really brings to the team. They believe in him. They were able to win a lot of close games a season ago. I think it's not about resting on your laurels. It's about taking the next step to try and be better.
From the gun, the running back has it. The Cornhuskers get enough for the 1st down.
That's a great looking run there. Nebraska has had such a great lineage at running back. When you think back to the great Roger Craig or Amon Green, Lawrence Phillips, or Rex Burkhead, they always seem to be pumping somebody up into the NFL. This guy has a chance to play on Sunday because of his skills.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. To the air, it's Raiola. Rushes on him, and he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. The give to the back. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball.
Turning on the Jets. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the tailback. Hard running there. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
A lot of times when you think about speed back, speed, you think on the edge. You don't think in between the tackles. You don't think about breaking tackles. They try to break your ankles. The problem is when you're trying to run there as fast as you possibly can, a lot of times you don't get to put a good hit on him. And in turn, you see he breaks tackles and make big plays.
The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big 3rd down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point. They know how to rush the passers. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Northwestern will have to punt it away. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Makes the catch. It's Johnson. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The throw to the outside is complete. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. The Huskers come to the line in the hurry up. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35. And the Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
Looking for a deep man. Hits him in stride inside the 10. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
And they come up with an explosive play there. The quarterback had exactly what he wanted. Man coverage, safety in the middle of the field, so he throws the go route to the outside, finds his best one-on-one matchup. And how about the speed and the ability to track that football and give this offense a jolt?
They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. He wants to throw it. Fires into the end zone. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Touchdown, Nebraska! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. They put together an 81-yard drive. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This late in the half, here's the question: how aggressive will the play calling be? The give to the single back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable. And this offense has been the story through 2 quarters, extending this lead and really dominating almost every aspect of this game. We're talking lethal efficiency from the O-line right on down to the skill position guys. Although I'd argue those big uglies up front are skilled players in their own right. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Northwestern will kick it off as we start the third quarter. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with that.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
To the ground. He's got it again. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. A third down try for the offense. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Under fire. Finds the tight end. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone, make them execute, and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. Looking for a crease, it's Porter. Runs through the tackle.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's a really good job by the defense understanding leverage. I can't let that fast sucker get outside of me towards the sidelines. Nice job expanding with him and then going and making a tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is tackle guys in the open.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Hits him inside the 20, still going.
I got a feeling they went into the half and they talked about how do we create some more explosive plays on offense. First drive, you're trailing. They did exactly that. Nice job by this offense. They're going to need more of them to get back in this football game, but I like the first drive aggressiveness by this offense.
It's complete to the left. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He'll do it himself. Oh, it's on the ground. Live ball. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. They drag him down, but not before they get the turnover and a terrific return on the fumble.
And that's a big-time play by this defense. You know when it's snowing, not only is it wet, it's freezing. Your hands are cold. You can barely feel the football. So if you can get to that football, put your hand on it, or rip that thing out, a lot of times you can force some of those turnovers. Great job by the defense.
A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll give it to Johnson. Just gets it to the 20, a pickup of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Give to the single back. There he goes. Turning it on. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical.
He's loose. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Off the play fake on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
To the air, it's Raiola. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
And the returner is stopped. The Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline, and the coach probably said, "You dropped it and you didn't pick it up? Come on, get on the ball, Dave."
No, that's not what he said. He said, you're doing a great job. Just keep your head up. Yeah, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
Handoff to the single back. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Couldn't find any more room up the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 36. And the Wildcats with the 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
This offense has had some struggles early in this game so far. They're just trying to get something going, and so you take a shot. You try to find your best one-on-one matchup and see if they can make a play. The defense was ready for it. Good coverage on the back end.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the 3rd downs manageable. So moving forward, whether it's running the football on 1st and 2nd or throwing short passes earlier in the drives, they've got to change things up because taking sacks like this is killing this offense.
The quick out.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that 3rd down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up 4th.
Fields the punt and looking for daylight. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
We've reached the break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. Leaves it with the back. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. The Cornhuskers will try to pin them back with the punt. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he's stopped. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
That's caught. It's Farrell. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain.
I know a lot of people don't like prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the 4th quarter, I am not giving up a single big play. I'm letting you check it down, throw it in front of me. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to let that clock tick because I am up and that clock is running out.
They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to pass, it's Stone. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Porter. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Going to look downfield again. Makes the grab. He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Tight end now in motion. Out of the gun, the inside give. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Powers through the defender. They'll give him one to the 28-yard line. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. Looking to throw. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. They would not let him get close. Stopped at the 26. It'll be 4th down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can...
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
The game plan was simple on defense. They had to find a way to contain one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football. And guys, not only have they contained him, they've completely shut him down. This offense has no points in this game. Remarkable job by the defense.
Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. This offense hasn't been able to find the end zone with a GPS and a slide rule. Can they finally get a touchdown on 3rd and goal? Finds his back in the middle. He is stopped short. That's the man they wanted to have the ball, but it'll be 4th down.
And this is not decision time. This offense, it's green light the rest of the game. Down multiple possessions, got to go for it on 4th down. Probably had that in mind. It's a little shorter 4th down, but this offense has got to stay fast.
And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down.
That's just a play the quarterback can't make. 4th down by the goal line. That ball's got to find its way in the end zone somehow, some way. You simply cannot take a sack. I know it's difficult. The defense is bearing down on you, but you've got to be able to negotiate that throw and at least give somebody a chance in the end zone.
Here's the handoff. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Nifty run there. Pickup of 6 out to the 25.
Man, he's done everything for this offense today, running the football, so much so that he's now got 98 yards rushing. We're in the 4th quarter. One more carry, and this guy could eclipse the 100-yard mark.
The Huskers line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
Well, when you've had the day that this guy has had so far, why not hand it off to him on third down, right? At this point, you're almost basically expecting him to find a way to pick it up, and he does exactly that. This guy has been a monster all game.
Little touch pass to the receiver. Shakes off the defender. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
It's now second down.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. And the Huskers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. It's a seam wide open. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
They'll ride the hot hand. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. The toss to the outside. Wide open spaces. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The handoff to Johnson. It's a running room. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
Now, I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.